Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत पुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। श्रीमद् भागवत 5th canto 18th chapter text number 34 and 35. So text 34. Uttareshu cha kurushu Bhagavan yagya purusha Krutavaraha rupa aste tam tu devi haisha bhu sah kurubhir askhalita bhakti yogeno padhavati imam cha paramam upanishadam amavartati. Translation. Shukdev Goswami said, "My dear king, the Supreme Lord in his boar incarnation, who accepts all sacrificial offerings, lives in the northern part of Jambudvipa. There in the tract of land known as Uttarkuru Varsha, Mother Earth and all the other inhabitants worship him with unfailing devotional service by repeatedly chanting the following Upanishad mantra." So, purport is not there, so we'll see text 35. Om Namo Bhagavate Mantra Tattva Lingaya Yagya Kritave Mahadvara Avayavaya Mahapurushaya Namaha Karma Shuklaya Triyugaya Namaste. Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivinoda Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word to word meaning. Om, O Lord. Namah, respectful obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mantra Tattva Lingaya, who is understood in truth by different mantras. Yagya, in the form of animal sacrifices. Kritave, and animal sacrifice. Mahadvara, great sacrifices. Avayavaya, whose limbs and bodily parts. Mahapurushaya, unto the Supreme Person. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Karma Shuklaya, who purifies the fruitive activities of the living entities. Triyugaya, unto the Supreme Personal Godhead. who is full with 6 opulences, and who appears in 3 yugas, remaining concealed in the 4th yuga. Namaha, my respectful obeisances, te, unto you. Translation. O Lord, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you as the gigantic person. Simply by chanting mantras, we shall be able to understand you fully. You are yajna, sacrifice, and you are kratu, ritual. Therefore, all the ritualistic ceremonies of sacrifices are part of your transcendental body, and you are the only enjoyer of all sacrifices. Your form is composed of the transcendental goodness. You are known as Tri Yuga because in Kali Yuga you appeared as a concealed incarnation, and because you always fully possess the 3 pairs of opulences. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation for this age of Kali, as confirmed in many places throughout the Puranas, the Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Upanishads. The summary of his appearance is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 6.99 as follows. Kali Yuge Lilavatara Nakare Bhagavan Atayeva Triyuga Kari Kahitaranam. In this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, does not appear as Lilavatar, an incarnation to display pastimes. Therefore, he is known as Tri Yuga. Unlike other incarnations, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in this age of Kali as a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he is called a concealed incarnation, Channa Avatar. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I seek the blessings of all the devotees assembled here, especially Ashambru and all the devotees, so that we can discuss on this Amal Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam, non-different than Lord, especially in this Kali Yuga. So, in this chapter, we are seeing the prayers, chapter entitled The Prayers Offered to the Lord by Residents of Jambudvipa. And we are seeing many prayers offered by different personalities to Lord in different forms. So, in the summary, Prabhupada writes that of this chapter, starting only, Prabhupada writes that all the information in this chapter can be fully realized by one who associates with the devotees of the Lord. And therefore, in the Shastras, it is recommended that the one associates with the devotees. And this is better than residing on the banks of Ganges. In the hearts of pure devotees reside all good sentiments as well as all the superior qualities of the demigods. So, like that, Prabhupada tells, and lastly, Prabhupada concludes in this summary that thus the lesson of this chapter is that one should get out of family life and completely take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So, this is the expectation Prabhupada giving in the starting only, that we develop complete attachment to the Lord and detachment from this material world. So, now today we are seeing how the prayers offered by residents of northern part of Jambudvipa, that is Uttar Kuru Varsha. And especially the Mother Earth says offering prayers to Lord Varaha. So we know how in third canto, the Maitreya Vidura Samvad, so their description comes about Lord Varaha. So Brahmaji, when he was asked by the Lord to create progeny, so that time he wanted to perform, so he created 4 Kumaras, but 4 Kumaras rejected to take part because they were Vasudeva Parayana. So then, in that anger, Rudra came out from Brahma's part of this. And then Rudra, he was creating, but that progeny, those who came out, they were devouring everything. So then Brahma told to stop and not to do this. So he performed him to do austerity. And later, then Brahmaji, he was thinking now how to create progeny. So in that contemplation, he was praying. So that time, Swayambhu Manu, he comes with Shatarupa. So Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa, they come. And then they folds their hand and they ask to Brahmaji, how can we serve you? So that time, Brahmaji also tells them that you rule this kingdom with performing sacrifices and worship the Lord and create progeny. But then they were in doubt because earth was fallen and Garbhodaksha ocean. So earth was not there. So they prayed that let this earth should be retrieved back to the position. So that time Brahmaji said, I also cannot do this. So then Brahmaji also contemplated and then he prayed to the Lord because it is out of my control. So that time Brahmaji showing that when things are out of control, how we have to take shelter of the Lord, depend on the Lord. So then immediately he prayed, and that time from his nostril, like small finger, thumb, personality comes. And then from Brahmaji's nostril, immediately, it is coming out. Generally, anything comes from nostril, nobody likes it. But Lord is coming from nostril and like a small thumb, but growing in a big size. And that is a form of Lord Varaha. Generally, when somebody, like Prabhupada tells one story in one of the class, that Puranic story, that one person was there, he was like much militia background. And he was not having any money, nothing. So he was traveling through jungle. And suddenly there was wild boar. And when he saw that wild boar, immediately that jumped on that militia person. And then he was about to devour, kill him. But he was feeling such nasty. Nobody likes boar body, that everybody runs when somebody comes near. So he also was very fear, even though he was from military background, but he was thinking that chichi means like it's unclean, so much unclean, dirty, like that. So when this boar was about to attack him and kill him, so immediately he shouted, "Haram, haram, haram." So means all abominable. So like that, and in that he lost his body, but because Lord took this haram as "O Ram, O my Lord Ram," and "O my Lord Ram," so he was delivered. He got the mercy, but the point Prabhupada was mentioning that nobody likes the boar or the body of because it is considered very abominable. But Lord is coming as a form of a boar. But when he appeared, that time all demigods, sages, all rishis, so they were there and then they were praying with different prayers. So this is how appearance of Lord Varaha. So same Varaha, boar incarnation, he comes and then he retrieves the earth back to its original position. So that time there was a fight and then he killed Hiranyaksha. But the main point is that how Lord takes different incarnation to reciprocate with the devotees and perform different leelas. So that is the Lord's mercy, that he comes in different forms and he delivers the devotees. Similarly, different incarnations are there, where Lord Narsimhadev, Kurmadev. But here, Uttar Kuru Varsha, the residents, especially Mother Earth and other residents, they are worshipping with unfailing devotional service and offering mantras, Upanishad mantras. So the unfailing devotional service, that is askhalita, that askhalita bhakti yogena. This is very important word. It's said that unfailing devotional service. So that's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Mam che vibhicharena bhakti yogena sevate avibhicharena." So bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samidetam brahma bhuya kalpate. So how devotional service has to be unfailing devotional service. So like Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to say that when I see karmis working so hard to create money and to have fame, so I feel that how much I should do in bhakti. So I was seeing one person, he was putting, something had happened to his head, something happened to these both knees, and hands also something was happened. But in the afternoon, sunny day, he was doing so hard work. So at least they are working so hard. But if we are serving for the Lord, then how much we can do and how much we should be doing, because that is karmi are working only for body or serving some master of this material world. But if we are serving for the greatest personality of the universe, who is Anant Kondi Brahman Nayak, then how we can be doing. So here, that's why the word used is askhalita bhakti yogena, unfailing devotional service. And then they are offering this following mantra, which we are seeing today, that how Om Namo Bhagavate Mantra Tattva Lingaya. So they are praying through this chanting of this mantra, we shall be able to understand you fully. So the process of understanding Lord is not so easy unless we accept through Guru Sadhu Shastra. So that is in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, we are being awarded this as a mercy, that we are able to understand Lord when we understand through Guru Sadhu Shastra. Otherwise, chanting, even though somebody may chant, but he will not even understand. But when the chanting is given through parampara, then he can able to understand. So they are telling that you are yagya, sacrifice, and you are the kratu. So in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes that yagya means the offering without killing of animal, and kratu means some animals may get killed. Of course, they will get delivered, but that is sacrifice they do. So therefore, all ritualistic ceremonies of sacrifice are part of your transcendental body. So we know how when Varaha appeared, so when Lord Varaha, his different bodily parts, so they are, when he had appeared in, like we are discussing, how when Brahmaji was there and all the sages and demigods, everybody was there. So that time, Lord Varaha's body is like different forms of sacrifice. Jai Shri Radha Chandra Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Jagannath Bali Subhadra Mai Sudarshan ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. So Lord Varaha's body is form of sacrifice. So, like his skin, from his skin, they are coming Vedic hymns, and different bodily from his parts, different things arouse. So like bodily hairs, kushagras, so like that. So that's why his body is Sachidananda Vigraha. Even though he is form of a boar, appeared as a form of boar, but he is Sachidananda Vigraha. His body is transcendental. That's why when his hairs, generally when somebody sees boar, like hairs are also not very attractive or not very pleasing. But when demigods, they were seeing the body of hairs. One of the lecture, Radhana Swami Maharaj was mentioning that these demigods, generally they have attraction to opposite sex, means like they're demigoddesses. And then because their bodies are very fragrant and all. But when the demigods were taking darshan of Varahadev, they forgot everything. They forgot everything of this world. And then they were just attracted to form of Lord Varaha. Because Lord's body is Sachidananda Vigraha. And there were different sages. Everybody was attracted to form of Varaha. Because Lord is not different. And Lord is like transcendental. And that's why he is called here Mantrato Lingaya Yagya Kritave Mahapurushaya. So the different words they are using in the prayer, that how he is Mahadvar Avayavaya. So his bodily limbs or bodily parts, so they are transcendental and they are like sacrifice, form of sacrifice. So all these different parts, they are compared to different sacrifice. So that's why all the rishis and sages, they were offering prayers when Lord appeared. So that's how we can understand that Lord may take any form, but he is always Sachidananda Vigraha. So that's why devotees, even Matsya Avatar, Kurma Avatar, Nasingha Avatar, Varaha Avatar, so all these forms are transcendental. This is the teaching. And your form is composed of transcendental goodness. So Lord is transcendental goodness. And this word, one word is Triyuga. So Lord is called as Triyuga. So there are different meanings given about Triyuga. Why Lord is called as Triyuga? So we know that how in different yugas Lord appear, but for Kali Yuga, Lord appear but as a hidden incarnation, as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But of course, Lord is Avatari, he is not Amsha, he is Amshi only. But just for our understanding, Lord is considered as a Yuga Avatar here, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different than Krishna. That's why he is called Triyuga. So Lord appeared as Satya, Trita, Dwapar in different yugas. But in Kali Yuga, he doesn't disclose as a incarnation, as a personality, I mean, as a Avatari. He is Avatari, he is not Avatar direct. So that's why he is called as Triyuga. And here Prabhupada writes, meaning of Triyuga is, Kali Yuga, he is appeared as concealed incarnation, Channa Avatar. But he is always possessing the three pairs of opulences. So we know that how Lord is possessing all the six opulences, and he is non-different, even though he may come in different incarnations. So for Kali Yuga, the shloka, it says that in 11th canto, Karbhajan Muni is telling to Maharaj Nimi, Krishnavarnam tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagge Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedasa. And one more shloka comes in 12th canto, how glory of chanting in Kali Yuga. So, Krite Adhyayato Vishnum Tretayam Yajato Makhe Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalotad Hari Kirtanad. So, for Kali Yuga, because in purport, Prabhupada nothing mentioned about Varahadev, but he is mentioning only about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is mentioning that in Kali Yuga, how Lord is coming and delivering this whole world, and all these people, those who are in misery, so he was delivering them. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an incarnation of in this age of Kali, and confirmed in different Puranas and Upanishads, Mahabharats. So there are different confirmation given about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned in different Puranas and Upanishads. So there it comes in like Bhishmadev, when he is glorifying Lord through Vishnu Sahasranam. So there he mentions about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So the shloka is that Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangas Chandanagadi Sanyaskrat Charma Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayanaha. So this is a shloka about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given in Mahabharata, that Suvarna Varna Hemango, how Lord before taking sannyas, means especially in his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with golden complexion, Suvarna Varna and Hemango. So how his limbs are so beautiful, because Chandana Gadi, that limbs are, no, they are like smeared with pulp of sandalwood, Chandanadi. And when he takes sannyas, after that, then he is like glorified as he is equipoised, and Shanto means he is peaceful. Nishta Shanti Parayana, and he is the Parayan means highest abode of Nishta, that is devotion, and Shanti means he is peaceful. So this is shloka, it comes in Mahabharata, and there also glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given. And Puranas, there are different Puranas glorified how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to come in Kali Yuga, especially in Vayu Puran. It says that how Lord is going to appear as a son of Sachi Devi and propagate this chanting of the holy name. And in Upanishad, like Chaitanya Upanishad, that is considered as appendix to Atharva Ved. So there also it comes about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to come and deliver this people of this Kali Yuga by the chanting of holy name. And as we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, how Lord is mentioned as a Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagge Sankirtana Prayer Ijanti Sumedasa. So Krishna only is coming as a Krishnam. So Krishna is darkness, but as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is golden color. So dark complexion, but here is golden complexion. And with his Sango Pangastra Parshadam. So with his all, especially Sangha, all his associates, especially Nityananda Prabhu, and Upanga, like Advaita Acharya, his servitors, and Astram. So especially in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu using Astra as a beauty and his holy name, Srimad Bhagavatam. And he's propagating the Yagya Sankirtan and Sumedasa, those who are intelligent, they will take this. So this is how Lord is described in different confirmed in different places. And Prabhupada quotes about Chaitanya Charitamrita, the shloka, Kali Yuge Lila Avatara, Na Kare Bhagavan, Atayeva Triyuga Kari, Kahi Tara Nam. So, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not considered Lila Avatar. If you see that actually Lila Avatars, they are mentioned, like Varavatar, so his description is for few chapters in Bhagavatam. Or Kurma Avatar, there are some few shlokas. Or some different personalities, there are some more chapters maybe there. But in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's case, we have so many books of Leelas, Leelas means pastimes. But because he is coming in the form of devotee, he is not considered as a Leela avatar. So, although they have so many Leelas, he is performing as a pastime. In fact, Lord performs a pastime about Vara also. That how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is passing one day in Navadvip, and he happens to hear about Lord Vara's glorification. And immediately he was so happy and blissful and remembering Shukar, Vara. So in remembering form of Vara, he is in the ecstasy and chanting that Shukar, and he goes in the house of Murari Gupta. And he goes, and as soon as Murari Gupta sees the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he chanting Shukar, so he immediately pays obeisances. And till now, he is not knowing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord himself. So Murari Gupta, when he sees that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming inside and going in the altar, he saw one bowl of water, and immediately he picks that water, and then he appears in the form of Varaha. So Murari Gupta, he was stunned that, first of all, now he came to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Nimai, he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Sakshat Lord, and now he is showing a form of Varaha, so he becomes very happy. And Varadev, as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is telling that, glorify me, sing the glories, offer me prayers. So that time Murari Gupta says, "Oh Lord, what can I offer you prayer?" Even Lord Ananta, he with his thousands of foods, he is not able to complete glorification of you throughout the creation for his lifespan. And Vedas, they are also falling short to glorify you. So what can I glorify you? Unless you reveal, nobody can understand. So like that, he glorifies him so much so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually he becomes very happy, and then he reveals. And that time, Lord tells actually that, I am very happy when somebody glorifies, and especially I am very pleased with my devotees. But if somebody offends my devotee, I become very angry. And then he quotes the example of Bhaumasura. So how, as a Varahadev, when he was retrieving the earth back to his position, that time he impregnates earth, and then that time this Bhaumasura was given, and then he born. So that time he was, from starting, he was very religious. As a king, he was taking care of everyone and very nicely ruling everything. But later, because of the association of Banasura, he was distracted, and then he was not serving devotees, and then he was again going against religious principles. So that time Lord becomes angry, and then later he killed him. So that different description comes. But the main point here he was mentioning, Lord wants to mention here that if somebody doesn't respect his devotees and offends devotees, so that time Lord becomes very angry, and he doesn't see who is he, even though he may be his son, but he kills him or he punishes him. So that is the lesson there Lord was telling. So Lord performs different leelas, but because he is coming in the form of a devotee to show us what we should do. So one of the lecture, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that actually Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman prityaja mamekam sharanam braja. But that surrender unto me, give up all your religions, whatever dharma you may have generated, isms especially. So give up all that, nationalism, all these isms. So you give up everything and surrender unto me. But in Kali Yuga, to somebody asks surrender, immediate question is that why I should surrender? Who are you to asking me to surrender? So like that, immediately people may rebel. So that's why, to show people how, what is the process of surrender, why we should surrender, whom to surrender. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a Lord is coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and teaching us. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Lord told the principles, and in Bhagavatam, Vedvyas has given the examples. But still, in Kali Yuga, everything is going down, and nobody is understanding. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming as a Krishna coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, teaching us the principles of how the ways and everything is teaching us why we should, we should do surrender. So that is how it's mercy of Lord and showing us the process. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very special. So Sabhavatara Sara Shiromani, because he is like Kali Yuga is, today morning only we are seeing that how Kali Yuga is so dangerous means because of so much pollution, so much of war, so much of everything is there in the Kali Yuga. Especially in Satya Yuga, 100% purity. People were so much pious, so much religious. Nobody will die before their lifespan, or especially nobody will have any rainy season, rain will be out on time. Everything is like very systematic because that is Satya Yuga. Everybody is religious. And in Satya, and then Treta, again 3/4 of people, again that decrease starting. And then 3/4 of people were godly, and again that some demonic people started. So that time, then Dwapar Yuga, again half of it. But in Kali Yuga, everything is like small. So that's why one of the characteristics of the three Yuga is that these three principles, that especially Lord is the personality of religious principles. And one of the meaning of three Yuga, it is mentioned that how in 3 millenniums religious principles are protected, especially austerity, cleanliness, and mercy. So these three, that's why one of the meaning is given that these three principles are protected. That's why he is called as Three Yuga. So, but in Kali Yuga, everything is hodgepodge. So everything is that intoxicable. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given very simple process, just chanting the holy name and performing Sankirtan. So this time we had gone to bus party. So that time we are seeing actually in the morning we are going to Harinam. All devotees go here. So that we are going there, and then first time in entry of the village, and we are doing Kirtan. People don't know anything, but all the villagers, they were coming out. Village is not so big like cities, and we are seeing that small children of different age, below, of course, below 10th, 10th, after 10th, then everything starts of this vibration. But everybody was together, and they were assisting us, coming with us, and then some devotee were distributing prasadam also. But we were seeing that how first time going, and then they are so much happy. They are assisting us. 1 hour they were together with us only. So we are seeing that how because it's natural, as Prabhupada used to say that just like fish is natural to be in the water. Similarly, for living entity to sing or take part in this process is very natural. So they were coming and doing, assisting, and then ready to do anything, whatever we are. So devotees were very happy. So almost 50-60 children, small children, they were coming for 1 hour. So 3-4 places happened like this. So this was very, like for them it is first time, and every some couples, they used to come, and then they came with plates and all, but of course they are in a very different, somewhere asking us to come to their home and all. But main thing is that everybody is so happy to see and take part in this process. So that gave so much determination to devotees. So every day devotees were telling that at least we should do half an hour every day in this kirtan. So we are thinking that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this Sankirtan, and especially this photo we see. In Kunjibher also we had this big photos above Prabhupada. So that was like 5 Panchatattvas going in Nagar Sankirtan. So that is so, like all villagers, they are assisting and taking part in this process. So this is how actually that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this process, so that anybody can forget all his misery in this life and take part and become happy. So that's why in Sajuta Ashtakam we sing this, that how Lord has come to establish these religious principles and relieve all the sufferings of these people. And येण्याची औषधी माया नशिबार लागे, हरिनाम महामंत्र लागो तुम्ही माझी. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and revealing us that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually the incarnation of this holy name, and especially in this Kali Yuga, and delivering us from this onslaught of material existence and giving us the easy process, that just chanting and dancing. So, but when we it says that because for subtle body we are in this material world, going in this taking birth and birth after death. But Acharyas, especially Prabhupada, has given this process so that we can get rid of this body, this subtle body. And how we can get rid is, mind can be get rid of because by chanting the mantra, especially this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and in intelligence by studying these books. How nicely Prabhupada has given these books of philosophy by which we can purify our intelligence, and false ego by association with devotees, because many times opinions or our things may be challenged, or they may protect us by diverting ourselves. So the ego can be verified. So this is how we can actually always be grateful and always appreciate what we have been given. So then we can really feel happiness. So Prabhupada used to tell that actually our temples, we are created so that people who are suffering outside, they can come and experience this joy. So many times people come and sit and then they are meditating. So many times when we go out, actually people, they tell us that we had gone to your temple in Katraj and then we saw your temple, but sometimes we could not talk to any person there, but now you came here, so we are happy that you come into our village. So many times people say like that, and when we gave them pamphlet and our especially the stickers, so they say that yeah, these deities we have seen it. So that's how actually that people come here, but sometimes they don't get connected. But when they take books and then they feel connection, they feel very happy. And when they come in contact with devotees, actually then they feel that activities, I should also do something. So many people, they start process, many taking beads. So that becomes very, there's determination that the happiness that whatever we are doing, actually we can do more and more, and then people can get connected. So this is how actually easy process is given. So in especially how we can understand that Lord is avatari, of course, especially as incarnation. So just like here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in different scriptures. Also one who many times that Sanatana Goswami was asking questions to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because people of this Kali Yuga may proclaim as incarnation. So please tell us what is meaning of incarnation. How can we understand who is avatar? In that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling that we have to understand through scriptures, whether he is mentioned in scriptures. Also somebody who can show the Virat Rupa, like Krishna showing to Arjuna. Also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showing to Advaita Acharya. So somebody is proclaiming as an incarnation of God, then he has to show his Virat Rupa. Some extraordinary activities, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was going through Jharkhand forest, so that time we know how all animals, they also were taking part. And there were tigers, there were the deers, and so many wild animals. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going, so that time his assistant, who was assistant? Balabhad Bhattacharya. So he was very fearful. He was thinking, now what? Because wild animals are there and they were on the road. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, they gave the way. And in fact, they also started following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw these animals, he was telling, chant Krishna, chant holy name. So they were also, like tigers, they were putting 2 legs down and 2 legs up, and then they were chanting. And then finally, when he went to drink water, so that time all these animals came, and then he was telling everyone to chant. And finally, he saw that tigers and deers are embracing, and they are chanting together. So this is how this extraordinary activity Lord showed. And Lord showed that even though there are enmity outside, like tiger or the lion and deer, so they are like they are opposite each other, their natures. They are like enmities. But when holy name was together, holy name was in between, they were together. So that is how we can also create bondage when Lord is in between. And about how Padachinna means lotus footprints. So how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed, and so many times, especially in a house of Jagannath Mishra, there are footprints. So they were thinking that maybe demigods, or maybe in our Shaligram is their footprints of Shaligram, but actually they were the footprints of Lord. So that is how we can understand that Lord is actually of course he is not incarnation, he is incarnate, like he is a avatari, but still it can be considered. So that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in this age of Kali Yuga, he's appeared so that all these people of this Kali Yuga be relieved and again they get situated to their original position as a Jiver Sope Krishna Nityadas. Jiva Krishna e Vishwas Karle to dukha nahi. So this is the in this Kali Yuga so easy process given. That's why demigods, they are so praying that we also want to be going in earthly planets, because this is easy process given in this Kali Yuga. And the worst time, but the best process or easy process in given to perfect our life. So this is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and especially coming in the parampara of Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas. They are giving us and nothing more is expected. If they start like only purified souls were allowed in Satya Yuga, in other yugas, but in Kali Yuga, whatever we are, whatever we may have done or may not done, but anybody can come in the process of bhakti and get purified and perfect our life and please the Lord. So this is actually the most merciful process, most mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why Rupa Goswami says, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prinaya Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishi Nama. So Radha Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Anya. So this is how many different processes. So in today's shloka, we are seeing that how Lord coming as a Varaha, and he is prayed by Uttar Kuru Varsha, the descendants, and especially Mother Earth is praying. She is remembering and chanting the Vedic mantra, especially Upanishad mantra, and they are praying that how Lord is everything. Lord, his limbs are non-different than the sacrifices, and he is having transcendental body with transcendental goodness, and he is called as Triyuga. And then especially Prabhupada gave in the because of Triyuga, that's why Prabhupada gave the mention about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then we saw how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the coming in Kali Yuga, relieving all the people of this conditions world and taking them back to Godhead in such short life and easy process by chanting this holy name. Anybody can take part of wherever we are, wherever he is, and perfect his life. Thank you very much. Shrimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Roji, any comments? This time, last.